Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, I've been looking forward to this race, actually, because Norway is a country in Europe, and we've seen in trends lately that the right wing is gaining tons and tons and tons of momentum. We saw results like in Portugal and in Germany this year, which saw I would say, in their characterizations, far right parties gain tons and tons of seats in their said parliaments. Now we have, of course, the parliamentary election in Norway, and shocker, the far right gained again. They've gained a net worth of 27 seats. However, some will say that, it was a friendly fire because it was actually Erna Solberg's party, the former prime minister of Norway. It was her party that resulted to a net loss of 12 seats. It was a conservative right-wing friendly fire. I beg to disagree, because if you actually look at Erna Solberg, who is a disgrace to conservatives and to the right wing all around the world. Everyone says this. Everyone around the world will agree this woman's a grifter. Like, seriously, take a look at how her views on transgender people. It says, look, former Norwegian Prime Minister Erna Solberg has publicly demonstrated support for transgender rights and equality. Now, first off, transgender rights is to get, gender-affirming care and to have taxpayers pay for it. That's so when they say transgender rights, it's not like our rights, right? When someone goes around and says women's rights, we know what they're talking about. They're talking about abortion. Transgender rights is basically to transition your kid whatever you want, blah, 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 blah. This woman saying, yeah, I support transgender rights and I support the equality, which I'm not disagreeing is bad. Everyone deserves equality, but hey, we got to call out the lies. No, you do not have a right to transition. That's never a thing. During her time in office, her government was responsible for implementing some of the most progressive gender recognition laws in the world. I wonder how many genders they recognize in Norway. This is ridiculous. This former I understand 100% why you lost 12 seats, Prime Minister. Yeah, this is what, and you also have the center, which is not very center in our terms. It's very woke, but in Norway, they claim to be center. And they are just as woke as the conservatives. We're talking about the conservative prime minister touting, saying, we support transgender, the socialist crud. They're more far left than the Democrats. You gotta be real. Conservative Party's garbage. Yeah, look at this. Guys, look at this. They lost 29,000. I know that's a very small number in American terms, but this is huge. Their membership's going down, not rising. And you got an actual conservative party, which is deemed far right over in Norway. But I would say it's like the GOP, like a Trumpian political party. It's gaining. You got people flipping. These conservatives, they're joining the Progress Party. And if Norway continues to abide by this stupid politics in regards to this, guess what? They're going to find out the conservatives are going to go down, and they're going to end up with a far-right leader. And that would be the leader that is Sylvia Listhaug. Do I think these people are Nazis? No, because I'm not Antifa, okay? I don't have this Antifist logic, which isn't logic at all. I don't have that in my brain. So, no, I think this is a lady who generally is more in line with Trump on everything. Let's be honest. She's living in a socialist crud hole. Let's be quite honest. And she's saying, you know what, I'm done. And the people that say, you know what, I'm done living in a crud hole, guess they're deemed fascists. They are deemed far right. They are deemed as Nazis. So, I would 100% back the Progress Party unapologetically. Call me a fascist. Call me a Nazi. I can care less. This is the true conservative party, and we know it is because they are gaining rapidly. They flipped 27 seats. Their swing was 12.3% compared to last 4 years ago, which during this time was around the political party got only 11%. This is very good for the Soviet, for the Progress Party. I am very happy to see them taking Norway back. Norway has fallen. It's always been labeled a liberal country, but now it's recognized as a socialist country. Democratic socialism is a thing in Norway. You have these Scandinavian countries, Sweden included. They have a center-right prime minister. Oh, geez. No, yeah. A Erna Solberg act-alike. Give me a break. And Erna Solberg, a male version of Erna Solberg, is running Sweden. He says, I'm center-right. I'm a moderate. And I will support trans people. I will get your kid transitioned. Blah, 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 without your parents' consent. Give me a break. So I'm including Sweden, despite their claims of having a center-right prime minister. No. Finland, they have a neocon. So, but then again, Finland, you'll be surprised. They have the worst prison systems. I mentioned that last year in the Finnish video. You can take a look at that. Worst prisons. It's like a hotel, a free luxury hotel. And the best part is you don't have to pay for it. Taxpayers do. You get rewarded as a murderer. You murdered someone, you get to go to this fabulous hotel, stay there for free, and leave if you want, if you need to work. These people are just so dumb. Like, no wonder if the far right's gaining all over. No. Yeah, and I don't condone the violence that's going on in Ireland and the UK. Well, I don't think, nothing's going on in the UK. Are you kidding me? Last year? Yeah, sure. But people are just peacefully protesting, and they're getting arrested for raising the British Union Jack. This is ridiculous. It's stuff like this is why people are going to what they're called the mainstream European media. They're saying they're going to the extreme. No, yeah, they're going to the extreme to get away from their extreme, because you're just as extreme as they are extreme. So this is absolutely dorkish. But we got to talk about the victories for Labour, despite a lot of people think, Labour lost. Labour didn't lose, unfortunately, because Norway, it's unfortunate, they are a progressive, hole. Yes, they have zero concerns of socialism. The Labour Party gained, actually, 5 seats. But the far, I would say the right, you guys, despite not taking home the leadership, you guys have something to take home, and that is a net worth of 27 seats. That makes a difference in the Storting, which is the main legislature body in Norway. It's already far left, as you can think, but now you got, in our view, 48 seats. Now, you need 85 seats to make a majority, have a majority. Now, in the Storting, the Labour Party, which is the main left-wing political party, it's the most left-wing political party in Norway, they do not have the majority. They've never had the majority. There's just too many political parties in Norway. You also have, we talked about the Center Party, which is not that center. They'll claim they're center. They're not center. They are just as woke as Erna Solberg. If Erna Solberg and the Conservatives are left-wing, which this is bull crud right here, center-right, no. In American terms, this is just as left-wing as the Democratic Party. If Conservative Party is left-wing, for sure the Center Party is socialist. For sure, socialist. Now, yeah, sure, you got the mask-off socialist left party. They're leaving. Why do you think they're leaving? They're just joining the socialist party that has a better chance of winning. You got 2 socialist parties. One of the socialist parties says socialist. Great, amazing. But they're only having 9 seats. Well, before this election, they had 13 seats. They're nowhere near claiming the majority. Hey, why don't we just join the better socialist, the stronger socialist party that has a better chance of winning, and that's the Labour Party. Which, let's be honest, socialist left, yeah, it's far left, left-wing. But let's be honest, if you hold the Labour Party to the transparent standards of what they say they are, then I tell you what, guess what? The Labour Party is just as far left as the socialist left. They are a part of the Socialist International, after all, which, no, they aren't anymore. They did leave, but it doesn't mean they're not socialist. hey, they opened Pandora's box by being a part of this Socialist International. They opened the Pandora's box, and in their cheesy stunt and their cheesy little grift, walking away out of the sun, we're not socialists anymore. No one's buying that. No. Now you're in power. This lunatic, Jonas Goller Store won't even visit President Trump. Store is just as Trump deranged. I want to believe it was Store that decided, you know what? He was so mad that we threw Zelensky out of the White House that he boycotted American trade. Like, he said, no more trading, sort of, like, I don't know if it was, like, fish or, like, steel or something like that. Norwegian trade. He said, no more of this because you threw my teddy bear Zelensky out of the White House. Which, it didn't matter if he was swearing at the Vice President of the United States. It didn't matter if you called him the B word. We're just going to, you threw him out and that's not okay. He's supposed to call you whatever you want and you're supposed to be okay with it because we're Europeans and we are so superior. This is the mentality of these stupid idiots running power right now. Jonas Gahr Store, it's unfortunate that he's still in power. But, you know, I mean, Norway has been an idiot country, even with Erna Solberg in power. There still wouldn't be a difference. The only difference and improvement of relations would see is with Sylvie Lithgog, whatever her name is, Lithgog, in power. And we need to get her in. And hopefully she remains leader. And I mean, hopefully we see the Progress Party gain more seats. Now, what about 2029? Future is bright for the Progress Party. We do know that, hey, Progress Party should be hoping that Store is going to be so stupid that he would continue to promote the far-left lunacy of his party and in his country. The Progress Party should secretly be applauding this, saying, yep, keep it up, because the more this happens, and the more Erna Solberg endorses this, she's being complacent, the more she does this, the more votes are leaving the Conservative Party. I think she's in a coping mood right now. She's coping so hard, seeing her party lose 12 seats. And they're a majority party. It's Conservative versus Labour in Norway, and Conservative is now a third party. This is devastating. 2017. Erna Solberg, well, actually, no. Never mind. Erna Solberg was prime minister not too long ago. 2013, Erna Solberg won. Yeah, and she was prime minister when transgender LGBTQ was unpopular. It was a stigma. So this tells you everything. She probably, and we do know Norway does recognize the state of Palestine. They have severed their relations with state of Israel. Yep, that's how far left they are. They're embracing literal Islamic socialism, guys. They're saying, yeah, we are embracing the Iranian socialist state in the Levant. It's one thing to disagree with Israel's foreign policy and what they're doing in Gaza, but another thing just to go and switch sides and join Palestine and send money. I mean, they're against Hamas. Imagine having to project that, oh, we're supporting Palestine, but we're not supporting Hamas. Well, why would that shouldn't even be a statement. A sane, normal country would never support Hamas. But anyway, a lot of you all want to know the results. I've been rambling. I'm mostly doing this out of excitement because I'm happy to see that Norwegians are waking up. And yeah, a lot of them, I can guarantee you, are not happy that Norway switched sides. I do think that part of it was, that most of it was probably because of the response. Like, they're looking to the conservative, Erna Solberg. I think she just said, you know, it is what it is. Prime Minister Storr can do whatever he wants. And they're like, screw you, we're going to leave. And they joined Lithog, and in Norway, they are generally far right. The far right's generally very in support of Israel. So I think they're just joining her and in general. Regardless, Norway being a socialist country, well, let me make this clear. I'm calling it a socialist country. They're not a socialist country, but they sure are acting like it. I mean, we forgot to look at the Red Party, and the Red Party doesn't sound good, but they are literally communists. That's right, they are communists. Look at how many far-left lunatic parties are running Norway right now. Left-wing to far-left. Communism, anti-capitalism, democratic socialism, Marxism, republicanism, in the Norwegian version. And we do know that we don't even need to check it because it's just as far left. The Green Party is center-left, aka far-left in our terms. Liberal Party, center, in our terms, left-wing. So you got really just one right-wing party, and that is Progress Party, and this is in American terms. The average Norwegian commentator will say, no, actually, conservatives right-wing. Well, not in our terms. Not in our terms. Not in American terms. Conservative is very, 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 very woke. The fact that they also call it the right is just hilarious. No, not the right. It's called the complacency. Just seriously. And yeah, I am happy for Norwegian conservatives right now. You're making the right decision. For those of you who left the Conservative Party, bravo to you. They are illegitimate. They are a third party. They're a faltering party. They will not be around in the next 10 years. The new Conservative Party is the Progress Party. We need to get the Progress Party as much seats as possible so we can kick the Labour Party out. And I mean, like, no, even with Storr in power right now, Solberg was just as bad. What's the difference? No, when did we actually have complacent, actual competent leadership? I don't know. You also had Jens Stoltenberg, who was in power in 2013. Stoltenberg again in 2009. Stoltenberg again. Progress is making progress again. Christian Democratic. Let's be honest. Is it really Christian Democratic? But whatever. I don't know. If you want to count the Christian Democratic Party as competent leadership, then go ahead. Okay. 2001. Folks, we are dealing with... I am 21 years old. I was born in 2004, releasing some personal information. And we haven't had... The last time we had competent leadership in Norway was when I was not even born. Hilarious. 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 Oh my gosh. Norway is done. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to say it's done because obviously people are waking up. The results we're getting. But if it were 2021, you could be like, yeah, Norway's done because they ditched Erna Solberg, which was fine, really, because she's a nothing, for an actual socialist, which, I mean, hey, it's better to call yourself a socialist than to literally lie to us about it. I have respect to that. But yeah, they're keeping their socialist leader. The socialist leader gained 5 seats, but boy, the Conservatives gained 27 seats. Will they take the majority? I'm not sure. By popular vote, it's actually kind of tight. Looking at the results, actually, it is actually left-wing leaning right-wing. Left-wing. By popular vote, though, yeah. So by popular vote, by margin-wise, the left has expanded their margins. Well, actually, no. Did they? No. Their margin swung to the right in this term election by 1 point. Yeah, and I'm not necessarily going to advocate for collusions. I mean, like, who are you going to collide with? Solberg? Really? You're going to collide with the Conservative Party, which isn't really conservative. They'll say they are, but they're really left wing. You're really going to do that? Hilarious. Okay. And even if you have conservative joining Labor and Center, Socialist Left, Red, Green, Christian Democratic, which maybe, yeah, Christian Democratic can join the Progress Party. And then the Liberal Party, you have those collusions all together, and what happens? It's like 70% liberal. So, yeah. Norway is a interesting country. If you add these margins together, it would be probably like adding. I'm just doing this out of general curiosity, but I'll do it here. So 23.9 plus, we're adding these together. Well, this is 2021. We have to add 14 because they are a part of the conservative collusion, they say. But we're basically doing center right, center left, and right wing candidates together. What would this be like? 4 plus. This is pretty much your margin. If you were to do a right wing collusion, it's going to be 42%. Okay, that would mean that 57% of Norway is left wing. Or so they will say that, actually, 28% for the left, far left. Yeah. This is what they'll say. But it would be something like that. But you would have the center party. Then the margins would be like kind of tighter. But yeah, I am 100%. I knew that the Labour Party would win. Mainly because they don't have a supermajority, though. Why don't have a supermajority? It doesn't matter if they have a supermajority or not. It's just the population is in favor of radical socialism. But what we wanted as conservatives, the Progress Party put the Conservative Party. We're killing the Conservative Party as it is. They are losing in record net worth of seats. And when you're looking at this, yeah, communist, the Red Party has just gained 1 seat. But these seats, like Socialist Left, went to Labour Party. You also have the Green Party. They are gaining some seats. But yeah. But anyway, what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.